angels on the line. The angels on the line. The angels on the line.
Good people, good people. 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 Woo! We got Lynette over here, y'all.
Hey y'all.
We got Lachey on the phone.
What's up? What's up?
There it is. Y'all, today we got a special topic for the day. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's sexual assault. Because the kids want to address it. They want to bring awareness to it. So that's what we gonna do. And according to sources, ages 12 and 34 are the highest risk years for being raped or sexually assaulted. So, due to the nature of pending cases, we have Lynette over here sitting next to me, and we have Lachey on the line. Good people, good people. And you got to get a people what they want. How you doing today, Lynette?
Hey y'all.
How was your day today?
It was just lovely. In the words of Rhonda, I'm living a dream.
Come on, you know what to say. Lachey, how was your day today?
Good.
Just good.
Yeah,
Lachey, you on the Angels Online. I want you to know that. You remember you with the Angels Online. You know that, right?
absolutely.
And I'm going to ask you again, Lachey. How's your day?
My day is great.
You know what? That sounds better, even if you're lying to me, okay?
I'm not lying though.
Because the world going to hear you, you know what I'm saying? So let us know now if you lying, you know what I mean? But it's okay. So we gonna fake it to make it today.
Period, poo.
All right, so talk about sexual assault. Were both of you victims?
I don't like that term, but yes.
Okay. What term would you like to use?
Because I'm a survivor.
Come on.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Absolutely.
I'm a survivor, not a victim.
And Lachey, what are you?
The same. A survivor. You better say that.
Okay. Now there she go. Lynette coming to life. Lynette coming to life. Lachey coming to life. That's what we got. So I want to just first talk to me about sexual assault, Lynette.
What do you want to know about sexual assault? Because
Before
at the end, okay,
Go
sexual
ahead.
assault is I was saying from my understanding, it's sexual acts. I would say performed on a person that's not consensual. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and get into it, and then I'll have other questions after you give us a bit of your story. So I don't even need to ask, were you a victim, because you're a survivor.
That's right.
Okay. Do you mind sharing your experience?
I was sexually assaulted from my 6th grade year to my sophomore year in high school.
Okay. How old were you?
I wouldn't say maybe 11 or 12.
Okay. Did you know the assailant?
Yes, I did.
Family, friend?
Family.
Okay. Lachey, what about you?
I was sexually assaulted from, the earliest I can remember, age 11 until age 14.
Okay. Family, friend?
Family.
It was family? Okay. Can you tell me, how did you come out about it, Lynette?
How was it brought to light?
Yes, ma'am.
It was my sister.
Okay.
So my sister was the one who actually saved me. And when it came out that day, that's when it's like it kind of like it was brought to the light, which was awesome because I felt like a sense of relief, but at the same time, it was more so like a hard time for me because that's when different family members started acting like treating me as if it was my fault, as if I wasn't the victim and I wasn't a child. So, for a long time, I just shielded myself from like people.
Okay. And when you say sexually assaulted, can you give me an example of, because we know it can come in a lot of forms: sodomy, rape, touching,
Yeah.
molestation. What was
It was
yours?
all of the above.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, Lachey, how did yours come out? How did you come out about it?
Um, I actually had an aunt who was doing my hair one day, and she kept asking me, was I okay? I don't know if it was something different about me, but she kept asking me, was I okay? And if something was happening to me, I needed to tell her.
And
And
mm-hmm.
I just broke down and told her everything. At that point, I believe I was about 11 or 12 years old at that point. Um, so I told her. She immediately got in contact with my mother, let my mother know what was going on, and um, everyone else believed me because surprisingly, it was no secret. It was no secret, but it was a secret to me, obviously. So everyone believed me except my mother, unfortunately.
Mm. When you say it was no secret, what does that mean?
That just basically means that I was not the first person that he had done that to
Okay.
within the family.
Right.
Ah, okay, okay. And so when your mother didn't believe you, how did you get her to believe you, or how did that make you feel?
Um, I was obviously hurt. What child wouldn't be? Like, you expect your parents to be your protectors and to save you and keep things from happening to you.
Mm.
So initially with her not believing me, it was a shock, and I was very bothered by it, and it did put a toll on our relationship for a while.
Mm. Lynette, what about your mom, dad, whoever you had in the household, your guardian? Who did you have?
I had my mother.
Uh huh.
Um, when it came out, like the backstory for is my mom, she was always either working or at school. And during this time, um, we had another family member that used to watch the children of the assailant, and he was there like Monday through Friday. But when it came out, I told my mom, and she made the phone call and told my grandmother that she was spazzing out, like he couldn't come back over here, and that she needed to talk to her sister
Mm-hmm.
and have her sister get her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like once that day happened, it was just like different. Um, Going around like how our family is, it's like very close knit. So you knew every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like the holidays, we knew we were going to grandma's house
Mm-hmm.
because that's where we went. And it was very uncomfortable for me because he was still around. Like nothing happened. So I was put in the predicament where I had to still be around him. Whether I've told people that I was very uncomfortable, I didn't want to go, I was still forced to go and to be around him and act like nothing ever happened.
So, no voice.
That's basically.
No voice. Lachey had no voice. Wasn't believed, but yours came after. Your situation was after Lynette's, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're some years behind. Okay. So that leads to my next question, because you say you had to be around this assailant. No one called the police for you, Lynette.
No. No one caught the police. Basically, I was told, I would say within the past year, that with my mom, she was more concerned that her sister children would be taken away. Even then, she left it up to her to, I guess, deal with her sister's husband. But my mom thing was she didn't, you know how when you are not really educated on how the criminal justice system and all of that works, and us black people, we tend to think that like they gonna take my kids, they gonna get me. So that was my mom's mentality, that they're going to take her sister kids away from her. She didn't want her kids to be taken away.
So that puts it at, it was your uncle-in-law. Were they married?
Yes.
Your uncle-in-law. Okay. And Lachey, who was this to you?
My stepfather.
So Lachey and Lynette, your cousins, and the assailant, you guys are survivors of that same person.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why the family thought that it wasn't something new. They weren't surprised by it.
Right.
Because Lynette had already came out about it and nothing had been done. And then now you got another victim that came out about it. Did they call the police or anything for you, Lachey?
No.
No authorities were contacted. Nobody was contacted whatsoever.
No.
Okay, so I mentioned earlier that this is a pending case, which means I want to know how, Lynette, how did you find out that Lachey, how did you guys find out that you guys were survivors of the same individual?
For me, years passed. I was an adult, and when it came out about her, I was in college.
Okay.
And I knew, like, I heard of it, but I didn't really know, like, in depth for as what happened to her, but I wasn't surprised. And then some years ago, it was a conversation, and my cousin just opened up and just told me like more than I expected. And during that time, like with the pandemic, you're in the house, you are social distancing, you can't be around people. So, basically I was just in my thoughts. With my job and what I do, for so long, I act like it didn't really bother me. And when you see me, I'm always a happy, smiley person. But I started noticing when I get cases similar to mine that I would try to hurry up and push them off on a person because I was uncomfortable. And, of course, the pandemic, I'm sitting there thinking, and when it came out in depth for us what happened to my cousin, I cried because I was like, I could have saved her. So that was my biggest thing is like, if I would have got the justice that I needed for myself, my cousin would have never had to go through what I went through and even worse because it would have been out.
Right. And it would have been out. And also, what about, did you get help? Because you just said you just came out and you would throw cases away. I'm assuming that You had trauma,
Yeah.
unanswered trauma.
Yeah, that I was trying to like suppress for so many years. I just never like really thought about it, and just being in the house during the quarantine, I always had certain triggers, and my biggest trigger was you can't tickle me. Don't tickle me because I would snap. So it just got to the point where I was just like constantly thinking about it. I have 3 daughters. I'm very, overprotective of them. My kids don't go nowhere. They can't spend a night. They can't be around people I'm not comfortable with. So once we talked about it, we all decided that, we didn't get justice and we want to get justice for ourselves, and that's what we did.
You say once we talked about it, you linked up with Lachey, who we have on the phone here. You linked up with Lachey.
And
you guys...
there's another family member, so...
Oh, there's another one. Okay,
yeah.
Lord, okay.
So we all...
So the three of you tag team back again.
Yeah.
Got together during quarantine. At this time, you got nothing but opportunity. Got together and said, it's time for us to get justice.
Yeah, because it was still affecting us. So even though, like, nobody knew, like, we were acting like we were okay, but deep down, we weren't okay. Because at the end of the day, this person was still living freely, still going on about their life like they never did anything, and we're still trying to, like, cope with the fact for us what happened, and neither of us got therapy. And it sucks because I'm 35 and I've been going to therapy for, 2 years?
From this?
Yeah.
Lachey,
Yes.
you want to add to this?
I mean, everything that she's saying is literally the honest truth about how we've all felt. Like, it's so much easier for you to pretend like everything is okay when it's just you. But once you start having children, especially if you have girls, all of that past trauma just comes back. It comes back and it hits you so hard out of nowhere. So for me, I hadn't done therapy or anything. I felt like I was dealing with it just fine. I did have my first child before I graduated high school. He was a boy. I'm very protective of him, but it was very different once I started having girls. Very different. So when I had my first daughter, I had her in 2014, and that's when it just really got real for me. So just like her, I don't allow my children to be around certain people. I don't allow people to babysit my children, or I'm not comfortable with them going certain places without me.
There's creeps everywhere.
Now, yes, it is. It is. But when you've been through that type of trauma, it just really just ruins everything. Like, you're so overprotective, it's ridiculous.
So tell me about y'all coming together. I feel like this was like a Batman, Robin, and Superman type thing, Y'all know the Angels Online. Y'all know we still laugh. We got to have a good time. God dang it! You got to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all came together. Y'all did this. Order in the courtroom, darn it. We're going to talk about this. Something's got to be done, darn it.
That's
right. It's got to be done. So I want y'all to tell me how y'all came together. I feel like I'm going to call you Batman and Lachey Robin, and our other survivor is Superman. Go ahead.
Cool.
Tell me something.
We were talking. I'm not sure if it was something like statute of limitations was brought up. But I work in the criminal justice field, and I was also studying at WashU School of Law, getting my master's degree. So I know.
You a survivor for real. You ain't stopped.
So I knew there was no such thing as statute of limitation considering our ages. And I asked, we all talked, and I was like, what y'all want to do? Like, if we all want to go ahead and seek justice for ourselves, I'm down. And we all agreed and was like, yeah, we down. And we went to the police station the next day, and it was up from there. So it was a work in progress for a while, where we went in the summertime, and then all we know is around December, we get a call, and we like, huh? And he was brought in for questioning, and that was it. So it was just
that's
like
all she wrote.
a sense of relief. But of course, during this process of him being charged, you know how you sit there, and of course this is still during the pandemic, and me being the empath, 10% of me was like, dang, he about to go to jail for the rest of his life because of me, and then 90% of me was like, nope, he
Get his
exactly
ass.
where he needs
Get
to
him.
be, because I ain't asked for this to happen. So it was like a roller coaster, because it was a lot. Like, it was on social media, it was on the news, it was a lot, and
Okay.
it was like trying to deal with it. And then it's, of course, you have outsiders looking in, and they just reading certain parts of whatever the news reported, and they're like, finger pointing and stuff like that. So of course it was getting the best of us, where we was like, all right, we finna detox, we finna go off a social media cleanse for a while, because it's getting us like riled up. And then of course it's like, we not trying to say like who we are and stuff like that, because it's a pending case, and it's like, all right, we finna take a social media hiatus, before we all ended up trying to find everybody's name on Facebook that had something to say, and we was gonna have to come. So it was.
Lachey, how did you feel about him being brought in for questioning, him being charged? Did he deny any of it when he was charged, guys? Oh, he didn't deny
No.
anything.
No, he did not.
Okay, well, that makes that case a little bit easier, huh? He actually acknowledged the sickness. Okay, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Okay, Lachey, how did you feel about the indictment?
Some people might think I'm kind of insensitive when I say this, but this is truly how I felt.
You better tell me.
I really don't feel bad for him.
Come on now.
And my biggest reasoning for not feeling bad for him came when I realized that he didn't stop at me.
Yep.
He
When
what?
I realized there were other people after me,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, okay. So you have a problem.
Mm-hmm. And it was
You
people before
admitted
me.
that you have a problem before,
Yeah.
but instead of stopping what you're doing and seeking help, you continue to victimize other people.
Come on.
So for me, that means you're fully aware of what you're doing and you're okay with it.
Right. You comfortable. It's you done. You've
Yeah,
normalized.
you're
You've normalized
extremely
sex.
comfortable. So
Yeah.
if you're that comfortable with continuing to victimize people, then get comfortable with accepting whatever happens to
That's
you,
right.
whatever
The
comes
consequences.
from this case.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad at all that he was charged. I don't feel bad that he's going to serve time. Honestly, it's been long overdue.
Yep.
So I'm ready for us to be able to move forward with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
It was a sense of relief once we got the call, like, he's locked up. So it was like, okay, we can exhale a little bit. We can start trying to do things for us, with our kids and stuff like that. But I don't feel bad at all.
So,
Like,
because it was let me go back, because it was so long before, you guys didn't need medical attention, right?
Right.
You didn't need to go to the hospital. There was no rape kit. You didn't have all that, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
But that's really important in cases that are like brand new for
Mm-hmm.
young ladies, young men, whoever it is, adults, to go
Mhm.
make sure you get medical attention, save the evidence, preserve the evidence, make sure that I just want to throw that out there. Man, this y'all ain't no joke. Y'all ain't no joke now. Lachey, you better come on. I don't feel bad for him either, Lachey.
You can't. You
Okay.
can't.
He
You
where he need
cannot.
to
If
be.
you're aware of what you're doing and you continue to do it,
So
why would people feel bad for you?
okay, so he's locked up right now. But y'all said that
Yeah.
it was people before y'all. Were they all young teenagers and young
Yeah.
before you said
Yes.
before you, and you're older than Lachey.
Right.
So and she said there was people after her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, did any of these other victims come forward, or was it found out about any of them?
When we had like the plea hearing, it was brought up that I guess for as his attorney was trying to say that he's never been
Accused.
or he's never had any affiliation with the criminal justice system. He was trying to make him look like he's just a law-abiding citizen, and they was just like, no. He had a case back in the 90s where this happened with this person, and the victim didn't want to file charges against him. So that case was dismissed.
Got you. Oh wow. And so you know what? You have 3 kids, and Lachey, how many do you have?
I have 3 with one more on the way.
Okay, well congratulations, boy or girl. Who you got coming?
Thank you. It's a girl.
Another girl. Yeah, you got to
Another
protect
girl.
them princesses, baby. And them little
Yes.
princes. You got to protect the babies. Because Angel love the kids, don't
Right, Rhonda love the kids.
they? Don't play now. You take care of the kids. Don't hurt no kids now. I'll take the rap for the babies now. Don't do that. So did having children, no, I'm sorry. Did your experience of being sexually assaulted for so long, did that play a part in you having children? Lynette, let's go with you first.
Yeah, because I was a teen mother. I had my first daughter when I was 17.
Okay.
And me and her dad was together when all of this was happening. So when it came out, that was like my protector, like my comforter.
About 2 serious relationships in my life. So it's very going through something like that makes it hard for you to trust people in general, but especially in relationships with men. So for me, it takes a lot for me to let people in and trust them, and that's a lot. That's definitely a lot. And my relationship with my dad is much better now. It's consistent now, considering that now he understands why I am the way that I am. But prior to him finding out about my sexual assault, we did not have a consistent relationship. Our relationship had always been on and off.
So your virginity was taken by your stepfather
Yes.
at the age of 11.
Yes.
Wow. You know, this episode is something. Y'all did it. Give y'all a round of applause or something. Just let me do something. You know, y'all tight. Y'all tight. Okay. I commend y'all if I can bow down to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Guilty. You know? You know, that's all. Let's say that's what we want to hear, huh?
Period.
Okay, say it
Period.
again. Okay.
Guilty.
Good people, good people. Because the judge got to do what?
Hit the thing.
He got to get a people what they want. Justice, man. Man. I'm so glad y'all spoke up. I'm so glad. And are you still in therapy, Lynette?
Yes.
You're still in therapy.
Still in therapy.
For all this, right?
Yeah.
Lachey, are you still in therapy? Did you get therapy? How was that? Tell me about the therapy.
Yes.
Tell me about the help you got.
Definitely still in therapy. I'm one of those people that say everybody needs therapy at some point, whether you've experienced trauma or not. I just think it's something good to have somebody who doesn't know you for you to just talk to.
Mm-hmm.
A neutral party.
So I'm definitely in therapy. Going strong.
Good.
Almost 2 years in.
Good.
And it's been a big help for me.
And you guys didn't get therapy or help until like years later.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me reiterate, the point of the Angels Online is to give the kids the information now that they need so they can utilize it for the future. And they said so they can be ready for the future. So they don't have to wait until they're in their 30s and 40s to get therapy because, as you just said, it affects you, how you raise your kids, how you encounter relationships, or how you handle relationships, how you deal with friends, how you trust people, whether you push them away, how you keep people at a certain distance for your own safety. It's your safe space.
Right.
And so it's all about protecting yourself. And if they learn how to advocate for their needs now by just listening to the stories that exist,
Right.
because it's happening every day. It's happening every day, and it's a lot of kids whose traumas go unanswered, or who don't feel heard. And you guys are two examples because neither one of you got heard or had a voice in the crime committed against you.
Right.
Nobody called the police. Nobody catered to your needs. So you were sexually assaulted, went to sleep, still had to wake up every day and see this man that was supposed to be a protector for you because neither one of you, again, fathers weren't consistently in your life.
And that's the thing. So, because I got to piggyback, because a lot of people, even when we were looking at comments and stuff with people online, and it was just like, why nobody told and why nobody do this? Honestly, he preyed on us because he knew we didn't have a father figure in our lives, and he was the only father figure that was in our life. And the fact that it was he with his job title, as kids we didn't know. Okay, anybody with a badge, you just automatically assume that they're a police officer or something like that. So it was just like we were scared to say something. And even now, being a parent to 3 daughters, I know my kids. I'm in their business. I have an open door policy, like whatever you want to talk about, we're going to talk about. If you don't feel comfortable saying it, write it down in the journal. We have a journal where they write to me and tell me how they feel, and I respond back. And that's just how we talk. But it's kind of messed up and real unfortunate looking back that nobody saw the signs to know that it was something going on. In my case, I would never catch the bus home with my other cousin from school because the school bus brought me home too late. So I would run home from school every day so I can beat him to my house so I can go hide in the basement. So nobody ever noticed that I'm constantly being threatened like, hey, you going to be put on punishment. You on punishment because you ain't catch the bus home with your cousin. Okay. I was not fazed by it. Okay. I'm just going to be on punishment another week, and then they're going to tell me tomorrow I'm going to get another week. Okay. That's fine. I just didn't care.
Nobody realized that you were going through all these things. They just thinking, well, we gonna give her a weak punishment instead of asking, hey, why are you not getting on the bus? Hey, what's wrong?
Hmm.
And that's the thing. Whether it's in the school or the household, people are so quick to give out that discipline instead of finding what's wrong. You know,
Mhm.
the root cause of the problem. You know, root cause analysis. Let's try to get to the bottom of this before it's like before a tree grows, it has to grow from where. You know,
Right.
there's something to it. So these problems didn't just automatically come out of nowhere. I'm just not going home just because this tree is right here flourishing, just not running home, not doing nothing because from the roots, y'all missing what's going on. Did y'all have siblings?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have a sister.
But she's younger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Lisha, did you have siblings?
Yes, I have a younger sister and a younger brother.
Okay, so you're the oldest. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
So you didn't even have siblings to protect you or run to and anything. But until you got
Right.
older and then your sister, Lynette, your sister came out and that's who you talked to.
Yeah, 'cause she caught him in the act.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
So my sister saved me.
That's why you say she caught him. Did y'all
Yeah.
jump him?
No, 'cause I think at that time my sister was, she had to be in the fifth grade, I believe.
Oh.
And he just kept trying to, it was like real late at night, and he just kept trying to tell her to go, like, ask my mom questions and just try to get her out the room. And eventually she like, something ain't right. Because my sister sleeping, you in here, but she decided to sit down in between him, me and him. And like, and he was trying to like get her out and tell her to go do stuff, and she wasn't moving no more. She was just like, I'm in here. So eventually he got up and he left.
Okay.
Out the house, and then she went and told my mom.
So she's that much younger than you then. I'm talking about did y'all jump him? She was only a little girl, like, and she.
But she knew someone right, because she was
Uh-huh.
like, my sister asleep and he was supposed to drop me off and leave. Why is he coming in the house? Why is he following me? Why he keep telling me to go ask my mom questions and go see what my mom's doing? And my sister's still in her room and she sleeps. So eventually my sister was like, nope, I'm finna get right up in the bed and I'm finna sit right here next to you. And he would ask her to like go out the room, and my sister was like, no. And she just sat there, and he left. Like, okay, she ain't leaving, so she left. Well, he left, and my sister was like, I'm not moving.
So I got a question for you and Lachey.
Mhm.
Um, my question is why do you think most victims don't speak up about it, about sexual assault? Lachey, why do you think most victims don't, or a lot of victims might not speak up, or why do you think victims don't speak out about it?
A lot of them are scared.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't really know how to accept what's happened to them. They
Mm-hmm.
don't really know how to cope with what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then just from personal experience, because you tell and family doesn't do anything.
Yep.
They sweep things under the rug,
Mm-hmm.
or we gonna act like it didn't happen.
What happened in
Um,
this house stays in this house.
from my experience, I had to tell twice. Actually, I told the first time when I was about 11
Uh-huh.
or 12, and then um it went a while with him not doing anything to me at all, and then he got right back to it.
Mm.
And at that point, I was like, well, I told the first time and
Then nothing
nothing
happened.
happened. Nobody did anything. So what's the point of me telling again? But at
Oh
that
man.
point, they were already in talks of a separation and things like that for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, hey, ain't no point in me telling now. Ain't no point in telling again. I did the first time and nothing happened. So I think it's really just out of fear that nobody is going to believe them, or nothing is going to be done about it.
And you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, and a lot of victims are told that, oh, if you say something, then I'll do this to you, or I'll do
Mhm.
that to your family, or something like that. So of course you want to protect other people around you. You want to protect the people that you love. So if somebody's threatening your family or something, then of course you're not going to say anything. You're not going to feel comfortable with telling.
Mm. Episode 3. The Angels Online. Boy, I tell you. Y'all speaking to a lot of people right now. And I'm hoping some kids, if it's going on with them and they listen to this, or even some adults, go get some therapy if you haven't gotten it. Every state's different, statute of limitations, everything's different,
Yeah.
everywhere. But
Mhm.
y'all some no limit soldiers. I thought I told you.
I was just gonna say
Y'all know we gotta keep it happy around here. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all survivors.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Sing Beyonce. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna stop. I'm a.
I'm gonna think about the soul plane version.
Right.
I'm a survivor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. I got a question. What advice, Lachey, what advice would you give victims of today? If they're listening, or if somebody's listening and they know that their friend, their family member, somebody's a victim, what advice would you give out to these people today, male or female? Because boys go through it as well. I mean, this is
Mhm.
sexual assault is not having age, gender, or anything. It's just an unfortunate situation that people are put in, predicaments people are put in. What advice you got?
Right. My biggest thing is tell somebody.
Okay.
Tell somebody. Whether it be a family member, a friend, someone at school that you feel comfortable telling, a coworker, a neighbor, anybody. Tell somebody. You're going to run into somebody that has experienced a similar or same trauma as you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
So even if you're scared to tell somebody, because you never know who you're talking to.
Come
You
on.
never know who you're talking to. You never know what they've experienced.
Come on.
That may be the person that can help you.
Come
I
on.
wish that when I told and I realized, oh, my family wasn't going to do anything, I wish I would have just took matters into my own hands
Yeah.
and just told someone else. I wish I would have told a friend, or I wish I would have told a school counselor, or somebody that I
Right.
felt comfortable with and confident that they would have done something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest advice, is just tell somebody. Tell somebody.
Yes.
If you feel like people not listening, keep talking.
Come on.
That's
Welcome to
right.
the Angels Online, Voice of the Unheard.
Speak up.
Come on. Let's talk about it. You know what I say? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Lynette, what you got for the people? What you got for the kids? What you got
The
for the
same
adults?
thing as my cousin says.
Mhm.
Speak up, because you never know like what the next person is going through, and I know it's hard considering the fact that you're still trying to wrap your head around like what happened or what's happening to you, because I guess we have that flight or fright. So you scared to tell somebody, but at the same time you want to tell somebody. Um like my cousin said, they will tell you that they'll kill you or do something to your family, but it's like it's either me or them. Like
Okay.
at this point, cause now I'm like, I'm gonna have to get you for you get me. So I
Okay.
guess I'm gonna have to tell somebody. But don't be scared to tell somebody. My biggest thing was I was scared, and it was more so like humiliation and embarrassment for me, because the family we grew up in, it was like, it was church. We had certain days of the week we was going to church, certain days we had rehearsal, and it was just a lot. So
So he was with you at church?
yeah, so it was just like like how our family is. We have family reunions, we have picnics, we go to Granny's house for, Christmas and Thanksgiving. And like I said, I was still put in this predicament where I had to be around him, and I was always uncomfortable. And it's like, now as an adult, I won't, if I know I'm not comfortable and I don't feel right with certain things, I just say it, and I don't care how it come out, and I don't care where I'm at.
Okay.
And my biggest thing now that I think our family hate hearing is we would tell people like up front how we feel about whatever. No, I'm not doing this, that. No, I don't feel comfortable. No, I'm gonna protect my peace at all costs.
Dirty.
I'm not doing it, and I'm not negotiating, and you can't change my mind for is me not doing or me doing what you want. Like, I'm at the point where I have to live my life for me, and I have 3 little people that mimic and watch what I'm doing. And by the grace of God, I got an 18-year-old who's like going to college. She's doing everything she needs to do, and we have a open relationship. So when I talk to her about what happened to me and certain things, she's aware. So like I tell them, and the crazy part is like you have to tell your kids at a young age, like if somebody touch you wrong or whatever, you have to tell me and stuff like that, because it's like now at this point, yeah, then we were victims, but like now we're survivors. So we're going to break the generational curse, and it's ending with us. So
He's not gonna touch nobody else.
Yep. And at this point, we are a lot stronger, like mentally and emotionally. So it's just like that's it. It's stopping at us. We not gonna let nobody like do that again to like our kids. So it's just gonna end there.
Not gonna do that again. Too all.
Peace.
You know what?
Too old.
Come on, man. Woo! Yo, we got some strength in here, man.
Where that come from?
That was God.
Okay, God said
God.
one more time. That's right.
Shoo. Man. Let me just say, y'all you just said something, tell somebody, The answer we got to that, the most important answer is tell somebody. Like we said at the Angels Online, let's talk about it, because you just heard from these ladies.
Therapy.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the biggest thing, because people think like it because it happened to you and it was like years from now. Like we are like a living testament that it does not matter how old you are. Like it's still gonna affect you. We are adults, we have children, and it still affects us to this day. And people don't realize like you can't tell me how and when to heal. And if like whatever I went through, like I shouldn't be feeling however I feel about it. Until you was in my shoes, and if you ain't have your innocence taken away from you and you are a kid, then you cannot tell me how to heal and when my healing, is over. Like, no, I'm still adjusting, and I'm still trying to cope with everyday life, because for a long, like in my teens and my 20s, I was just this mean person. And granted, I had 2 serious relationships. My oldest and my younger 2 kids' daddy. So it was a lot. And going to therapy, I had to realize certain things about me and for as with my relationship, because I was always told you lack affection, and I don't know, like you just, because I didn't want to be touched, I didn't want to be bothered, and I have kids, but that was just still me. Like I had my moments, I had my triggers, but I didn't know how to deal with it and how to just accept it for, what it was, basically. But it's like now as I'm older, I don't try to block out or suppress certain things that happen to me. I just sit there and deal with it. And one of my biggest things I learned in therapy is whatever feeling that I'm feeling today, like if I'm sad or I'm depressed or whatever, I'm going to deal with that emotion that day because tomorrow is a new day. So I'm not going to feel, I'm not going to let him win. Like he's won for so many years. So if I get into my feelings for as I'm sad and I want to, cry because of what happened to me, that's what I'm going to do for today because tomorrow's a new day and I can't be sad again. That's over with. So that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to cope. You have to get therapy. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Therapy is a beautiful thing. And you learn a lot because with this whole process with us going to therapy, we started telling certain people, like, we blame you. And if you can't take ownership and accountability for as the part you played in, then I have to set boundaries.
Come on.
And if you can't accept that I'm telling you that this is why it's your fault, then peace and blessings. Like, I love you from a distance, but I'm going to protect my peace at all costs. And I'm not going to hold on to things and people that no longer serves me.
Come on. Hit a high note real quick because you preaching.
That's just how I feel.
Go to church and sing. Lachey, tell her to sing, so Lachey.
Sing, girl. Sing it.
That's just how I feel.
Because you singing to us right now. You preaching. You preaching to the people, baby.
Okay.
Good people, good people. Man, I want to thank y'all for giving the world your story. Thank you for coming in for sexual assault and having the confidence and the courage to come in and talk about all of that. The bell ringing, y'all. Just letting us know that we speaking truth.
Okay, because it's just going off.
And I appreciate y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Angels Online, episode 3, season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you got questions for these ladies, if you want to reach out to these ladies, you can contact info@theangelsonline.org. You can reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, at The Angels Online, YouTube, The Angels Online LLC. Hit me up any questions. TheAngelsOnline.org website. Whatever you need to do, you can contact. You can contact these individual women if you want to reach out. If you need someone to talk to about sexual assault, whatever you want, the Angels Online is here. Remember, you are someone's angel.
That's
ladies,
right.
The Angels Online, voice of the unheard. These ladies have been heard, and we are listening. If you are out there, we are listening. Thank you. Hey, Lachey.
Yes.
Give me a good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
Oh, snap. Lynette, give me a good people, good.
Good people, good people.
Oh, you got to get a people.
What they want.
Ooh-wee. Boy, if don't nobody say it, I know she gonna say it.
That's right.
Y'all, we still have a good time, y'all. We out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Angels Online, voice of the unheard. Please stay tuned for the next episode next Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, and hopefully we motivate, influence, and inspire you. You are someone's angel. Remember, all voices matter. Peace and love from the Angels Online, voice of the unheard. Good people, good people.
Go people, go people. Go people, go people.